Hello, everybody. Welcome to my channel. This is a topic that I just wanted to talk about because I can relate to this so much, and it's about lending money to a friend. This can be a very sensitive thing. There are a lot of friendships that actually have ended when it comes to money because naturally someone would think if you say you're my best friend and I'm caught up in a bind and I need help and you have money and you will not help me, that would make me look at you differently. There are people who will tell you, you want to know if you have a friend, tell them you need some help. Now here's the thing, you can't assume that somebody always has money just because, oh, I know you have a good job or you have a home. You don't always know what's going on in their personal life, and they might not have the money. You don't know if they've been saving their money for something that they really need, type of thing. And you're not entitled to someone else's money. But if someone has the heart to give you money, that's a beautiful thing. And if you need help, and you have been there for someone, like I have been there for you, but when it's my time of need, you never have it. Baby, I'm looking at that, especially if it becomes a pattern where I've asked you, like, not everybody wants to ask someone for something all the time, but if you notice every time that you have needed help and they never have it or they don't have a way to help you at all, maybe if they can say, well, I might know someone or I know organization, something, they just don't care. But every time they needed something, you were there, or they didn't even ask for anything, but yet you were there for them. But when it's time for you, you have to look at all of those things. But again, this topic is about lending someone money, and should you lend your friend money when they need it, or they only call you when they need money? You have to look at that as well. So let me play this video clip of what's going on. This woman says she's losing sleep. She's losing sleep. It's over $900 about giving it to a friend. I'm going to read a little bit of some comments, and I'm going to tell you a personal story as to how I know. Let's just get into this. But before we get into it, baby, I definitely want you to check out this book on Amazon.com from my fellow subscribers, supporter. Many of you love her when she calls in my live call-in shows. Well, guess what? She has now written a book, and a lot of you can't get enough of her when she calls in. So now she has her book, Witches, Haters, and Sabotagers. Okay, her name is Tara Salone, and she's showing you and telling you how to spot people who you think are your friends and family who love you, but behind these fake smiles, they're trying to derail you from your purpose. This is a powerful spiritual memoir written by her, okay, showing how some people might try to practice witchcraft on you behind the scenes to keep you from your purpose. Unseen forces disguised as love and friendship or family, and how they actually, from her personal experience, okay, how they might have worked to try to derail her from her purpose through manipulation, witchcraft, and sabotage. I want you to check out this book. You can purchase her book on Amazon.com or through her link tree. She does have a website, tarasalone.com. She will have her books available in the future on her official website. But as for now, you can purchase her book on Amazon or on her link tree, and I will post the links to Amazon or her link tree as the first comment under this video. Again, her book is available on Amazon. You can buy the paperback for $12.95. $12.95. Also, the hardcover is $16.95, I believe. So it's a little small on my screen right now, but about $12, $16. Also, if you have Kindle, you don't have to pay anything. And I would greatly appreciate it if you leave a review. She would greatly appreciate it if you leave a review when you read her amazing book. Support her. Christmas is coming. This is a great gift for yourself or a friend. I absolutely love to see it. So check her out. Again, the link to her book where you can purchase it will be the first comment. So let's get back into this topic. Let's get into it, baby.
I'm literally losing sleep over a decision I have to make by tomorrow.
Oh.
And what I'm struggling with is whether to give a friend $900 who hasn't responded to any of my calls or texts for like 3 years. And then she suddenly reached out and she's literally begging me for help to pay off a storage unit lien that she says needs to be paid by 4 days from now. And she said it holds all her worldly possessions. So I contacted the storage company directly today. And in doing so, I learned she actually owes double that amount. And I'm kind of uncomfortable with a variety of the details they gave me. I could get the money, but it would be a financial hardship for me. What I'm torn with is I'm feeling so guilty.
No,
because what
why?
if this was me? And because, like, what if this was me and, like, the way she worded it and stuff? But at the same time, it would be a boundary, you know.
If I said today, Jenna, it is your mission to go out into this world and earn $900, could you do it?
I think I could.
Okay, that's your answer, because your friend can too. And the question I also have is this still your friend?
You know, we were close, and she went through all these things for, you know, time's sake. I won't go through it, that she shared when she called me. Yeah. And she says she's getting a contract in the middle of the month and that she would pay me back in 60 days.
Kibosh. I'm going to put the kibosh on this right now, because here is what I will say. If you decide, because this is your choice, if you decide to give her the money, you are giving it to her. You cannot lend her this money. You either give it to her out of the goodness of your heart and out of the detriment to your own budget and to your own life, or you don't do it at all. You cannot lend, because if you lend it to her, you are not helping her. You're just moving the debt. And now you're straining an already strained relationship.
This is not a real friend, and I'm going to say it. Real friends
I just feel very not generous.
Well, Jenna, that's your problem, because I can tell you, you're a generous person. The fact that you're even considering helping this fake friend tells me you're generous. But you've got to make a good decision for you, not a good decision for her. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Also, can I just throw out there, guilt and generosity don't live in the same house. Like, they don't live in the same, you don't give out of guilt. You give out of the abundance of joy. Think about that, Jenna. When you give, it should be out of a cheerful heart, not a guilty heart, not under compulsion, not under, what are they going to think of me if I don't give? That is the exact matter of fact, I would say wait until, if you are still thinking about it, wait until all those feelings dissipate. And then if you can really look at this and go, I am just so grateful to help my friend. I have the money. I feel joy about it. I feel good about it. Do not give with a guilty spirit. That is not generosity. That is guilt.
I have a few mixed emotions about this because, okay, listening to this video, I'm thinking you didn't call her in 3 years and she kept contacting you and you ignored her, but then you need something and then you call her to basically kind of use her. That's what I was thinking at first. But then when she said she explained to her what was happening, what she was going through, then she feels guilt because, well, she was going through things, and that happens too. Your friend might be in a state of depression. Maybe they don't want to talk to people. They're trying to figure it out on themselves and things just fall apart and they put their pride aside and they come to you. But you just have to be so careful of people using you. And that's what pisses me off more than anything, when if I have a kind heart, but I see you were literally just using me. That's what you were trying to do. And again, you have to be okay with, okay, if I'm going to give you this money, but I know you, am I okay with, well, giving you the money and never getting it back? My thing, what pisses me off, don't tell me you're going to give me the money knowing you're not going to. Now I don't trust you and I don't respect you. I lose respect with stuff like that. This actually happened a long time ago. At the time, she was my best friend and she asked me for some money and she said, look, I'm going to give you this money back. So I left it alone. I gave it to her and she went on the entire time we were friends, because we're not friends anymore. The entire time, every time I spoke to her, she never brung up the money. It was like it never happened. And I was just seething. Inside, I was pissed because I'm thinking, baby, I would have given it to you for free if you just would have said, I need the money and I can't give it back to you. I'm broke. I don't know when I'm going to have it. I probably might not have the money, but I really need this money. Okay, you are my friend. But the fact that you would ask me and you told me you're going to give me the money back, you're going to pay me back, and then you just go on like it never happened, that's just disrespectful to me. I find it to be disrespectful. And I started looking at her differently, because why would you lie and tell me you would give me my money back and then just pretend I never gave you money for months? I don't get my money back when you could have just said you can't give it to me. So that really pissed me off. Also, I had a relative who asked for money and I gave it to him, but I know how he is. And I said to myself, I'm never getting this money back. And no, I never did. And that just irritates me, because why can't people just say, I can't give it back to you? Instead, oh, I'm going to pay you back and you never give me my money back type of thing. And using me. That's what it was. And you have to be careful of people who, they don't F with you, they don't like you, they talk about you behind your back, they don't love you, but yet they need something and you give it to them, they don't pay you back, or they come to you when they need something, but they don't even F with you like that. They don't even like you, they don't even love you type of thing. And again, you can see who's your friend too in times, very hard times. For example, someone could say they're your friend and you say, look, I'm hungry. Could you send me some food, some rice and some beans or something? You got any money? And then they start avoiding you, not calling you as much, or they don't want to. It's like, if someone is your best friend, why can't your best friend ask you for something if they need something? If he or she is not trying to use you. Now, if it becomes an every weekly or monthly thing, then yeah, you might think, what's going on? What's going on with your money, your job? What's happening here? If you have to come up with something where once a month, maybe you could help them, they're in a bind or they lost their job. I believe in friendship. My thing is, not everyone gets to really be called my friend. And I look at a lot of things and it's amazing. You see who does support you when, people just helping you, you're in hard times or you need something and they're there for you. Baby, I look at those type of things, okay, where, wow, this person was really there for me, or I needed help with something and look who came through. That shows me the heart of people who would do things for you more than someone who is related to you. And the thing is, sometimes you have people in your family who do try to use you. They don't F with you. They don't like you. They don't love you, but they try to use you. I know someone where her friend, his mother had passed away and people he thought was his friend didn't do anything. And she said, look, he was from another country. And she said, look, do you need money for a plane ticket so you can go see your mother? Because she had passed away. And he said, not one person offered nothing like this. I cannot believe this. You are really my friend. You are there for me. Okay, that's just another story I can give you. So money and friendship, things can get a little iffy. I think sometimes it depends on what kind of friendship it is, type of thing. And in some cases, some people just have good hearts and you might not be their best friend. But if you give to a church and a charity and I know you, somebody might say, well, I can help you. And then you have some people, again, it's just, you have to be able to tell when someone is trying to use you, lying to you, trying to scam you. The fact that she didn't speak to her for 3 years. And then what stood out to me now, the fact that she told her what was going on and why she couldn't talk, I will listen to that. But what stood out to me is that when she went to see how much it costs, it's not even $900. It's double that. So now you lying to me? It's not $900. It's more than $900. So why are you telling me $900 and I'm calling up here and it's double the price? Okay. So she doesn't know what to do. And again, she might give it to her and maybe she'll say, look, don't worry about paying it back here. If you do that and you're in this situation, don't call her anymore. Not because you don't like her. Let's see what she does. Okay, she gave it to her. If she continues to avoid her and never call her as her so-called friend again, that will tell you a few things. You have to look at people. You have to look at people who claim to love you and be your friends, but yet you see certain things they're doing, how they're treating you. Okay. And you have to have open communication, because I have had times where, if I'm in a depression, I can't talk. People don't always know that. You have to tell them, look, I'm not avoiding you. I do care for you, but I cannot be present. I am going through things and I just can't always be present. communication is key. The point is that you have to be careful. There are people who you help who will try to use you, your resources, and they don't like or love you like that. If you have a good heart and you're okay again with doing it, go ahead and do it, but you have to be able to go to bed saying, okay, I probably might not get this money. Can I live with it? And it can be hurtful again if someone says, can I borrow it, but I'm gonna give it back to you, and they just pretend you didn't give them and they don't give you your money back. I look at those type of things because it shows a lack of respect. It shows me your character type of thing and the state of the relationship. And those type of things. So money can ruin friendships. This is a real thing, and it shouldn't if people just had better communication. And in some cases, you find out who your so-called friend is, and that maybe they're not always your friend like you think they are, and they're using you for what you have and things, and they don't want to pay you back and stuff. So you just have to be careful and really pay attention. So I can understand her sadness of not being able to help her, because she says her worldly possessions is in there and she doesn't want to lose it. And maybe she does have it, but I would say this, maybe help her one last time and leave it alone, and then see how she treats you afterwards. And the way she treats you after this, you will have full clarity on what this relationship is, what you mean to her, and who this woman is. No, you can confront and leave it alone and then see what happens. My opinion. You know, when I heard this story, I couldn't help but think of this episode of Smex in the City, one of the greatest shows that has ever existed. I love this show so much. I have the collection, the DVD collection with the pink velvet case and all of that. And I love all of these characters. And there was a scene where Carrie, right, we know she loved her Manolo Blahnik shoes. Carrie couldn't pay for her apartment. I think she might have been facing eviction, something like that, but she was having a financial issue. And Miranda said, baby, all your money went to your shoes. You're paying like $400, I think, per shoe. And she said, you have hundreds of these shoes, like your mortgage or your money for your apartment is all of these shoes. So Carrie was like, you mean I have no place to live almost, but I have all of these expensive shoes. That's the price of what I need. So it says, never forget when Carrie taught us the importance of buying assets and not liabilities. So Charlotte, we know Charlotte was married to Trey, and you know, she had married into wealth, but she had got a divorce and she was living pretty good. But Charlotte was having a problem finding work as working at the art gallery thing. So Carrie went over there and she threw it all up in Charlotte's face. Like, you don't even have to work, and look where you live, and you can't help me. What do you mean you can't give me the money? So Charlotte said, money and friendship doesn't always mix. My father lost his friend over money. And she says, Carrie, you're like 35 plus years old. You have to learn how to be responsible and learn how to handle your finances. And then she told Carrie, I can't even find work. It's not what you think. You know, you're assuming I have all of this together. You're assuming you know my life. You're assuming you know if I have money or I don't have money. You're assuming what I pay and what I don't pay. You think you know my life. You think you know my financial situations. You don't know anything, but you keep making these assumptions because of the life you believe that I live. Okay, you believe I got it good. You believe all this stuff. You don't even know. You don't even know what I'm paying. You don't even know shit type of thing. Okay, so that's what was going on with Carrie and Charlotte. It made me think about that when they were arguing about money. So here are some of the comments. They said, if you're hesitant, then that's your answer about lending her the $900. She had 3 years to save $900 by. My thing is, again, maybe she was going through something and she couldn't save the money. She is not your friend, she says. No, her emergency isn't your emergency. She knew this was coming before it came. Absolutely not. She will never see the money again if she gives it to her. Just say no. I don't understand why it's hard for someone just to say no to people, especially if it will cause them a hardship. In the words of Summer Walker, the answer is no. I have a rule to only loan out money I can comfortably lose, and only loan it to a person I would be okay with never talking to me again. A friend who hasn't responded to outreach, asked for money out of the blue and assigned a deadline. A friend hasn't spoken to you, so they have no clue what you have going on if you can afford this. This is not a friend, period. Actually, this has happened. I actually had this happen. $600 for car repairs. She hadn't returned an email or a text or anything in years. I looked after the call, and that cinched it for me. She wasn't there for me, even to talk to me when I had problems. I had no trouble saying no. Come to find out, she fell into drugs and something happened to her. If you're struggling with something, it's because you know you shouldn't. Okay, let's see. If you give it, just count it as gone. Give it with a free heart. Don't do it. A very simple no. So again, this can be tough for some people. I think that if you are really close friends with somebody, they should not feel bad about having to ask you for something if they need help, and vice versa. And to me, it's very telling to me. If I consider you my best friend and I really need your help, I think it's if they say it like, no, I think it's how they say it. If they were to like, oh, I can't, I honestly don't have it. I understand, because not everybody has money. But sometimes I've seen this before where someone, let's say you are your best friends with them, and then you're like, I'm in hard times, I need some money. And then they just avoid you, or they act differently all of a sudden. I look at stuff like that. Like, if you start acting weird and stuff because I asked you for money, that shows me we don't have the type of friendship I think we have. Because if we're best friends or close, it shouldn't be weird if I come to you in a time of need. Because the way someone responds to you in your time of need can also show you who they are. But again, it depends on the relationship, and if they don't say, look, I just don't have it. My bills were due, I don't have it. Or if they have children, my child has to have this, I don't have this. But let me see, maybe I know someone that could help. Or, the church also helps with this. Let me call this number, call that church, type of thing. Something. I think it's the attitude that can turn somebody off more than anything. But she has a right to be pissed, because she says she called and texted her friend for 3 years, and she ignored her for 3 years, and then she pops up out the blue. I would look at that like, it's different if I don't talk to you for a while and you call me and we're talking. Okay, let's talk. But if I didn't speak to you for 3 years, and then you pop up and you need 900 for this storage, and then I call and it's actually double 900, yeah, I'm looking at that. But then she said she told her the trouble she was having and what she was going through for 3 years. I don't know. Maybe she could give it to her, but look at how she treats her after that. Does she call you? Is she your friend? Notice how she speaks. Or anytime, if she always calls you and it's only to have something, you have to look at that. If a person never calls you in their life, you never call me. You don't like me. You don't know me. You don't even know my full name. You don't want to have a conversation with me. We have no relationship. You don't care about me, but you only called me up to get money from me. Yeah, I'm looking at that. Especially if let's say the person has a reputation for doing stuff like this to people. I'm looking at that. But most people who feel like someone is truly their friend, if they have the money, there are a number of people who would help them. Okay? There are a number of people. But then there are people who say, oh, no, I'm not. You have some people who just say, no, I'm not giving it to you. And then they do have it, but they don't want to give it to you. So it's just a lot going on with that. I want to know, how do y'all feel about money and friendship? And if you are friends with somebody, maybe you're not even besties, but y'all are cool with each other, y'all talk, and they're like, look, I'm in a bind. I need my cell phone. I don't have any money. I've actually heard women say they won't help their girlfriends if they're like, you have a man living with you. You're sleeping with the man. Why isn't the man you're sleeping with or married to or dating or just effing? Why isn't he giving you money and you giving up that cootie? and he ain't giving you no money to pay a cell phone bill type of thing. But you never know all of what's going on. You just don't always know the whole story type of thing. My thing is, if it becomes a pattern and a habit. But how would you feel if your friend is coming to you for some money and they need some help? And my thing is, again, is when they say I'm gonna pay you back and they never pay you back or bring it up, that's the thing that changes shit, the way I'm looking at you. Like, you really gonna sit up here and keep going on like you said you wasn't gonna pay me back my money. It shows me how it shows me a lot, really. It's a turn off. That's just me though. Let me know, what do you think? Again, have you lost any friends when it comes to money, or even family members? How do you feel about lending money? Do you have a limit? Hell, do you even save up money to give to your friends and family? You know, when they say charity is at home and you want to do things, you can buy them Christmas gifts, but if they call you and they need help for a cell phone bill, all of a sudden it's looked at as different, but you buy them Christmas gifts. So how do you feel? Have you ever been used? Do you feel like you've been used? Do you feel this woman was trying to use her for $900? What's your limit? Just let us know about mixing friendship and money. And has anyone ever been there for you or shunned you when you needed help, or told you I'm gonna pay you back and didn't pay you back? And how did that change your relationship? Okay, so please get the likes up. Please like, share, and subscribe. I'll be talking to you all soon. You all take care. Bye, everybody.